A very good evening to you all and welcome to UBC News Tonight this Monday, the 13th day of April 2026. But first, let's have a look at our top stories.
The news headlines are brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Ugandan shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
MPs raise concern over raising commodity prices, with PSAFU citing global fuel disruptions. And MPs, of course, raising concerns there.
Were brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Ugandan shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello there and welcome once again. We're coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, shortly I'll be joined by Senyamo Yusuf, but I am Rukidi Kiijjanangoma, your host this evening. The security was tight in Gaba Machinde division today as residents gathered to witness the trial of Christopher Okello, the prime suspect in the murder of 4 toddlers. Now, despite the heavy deployment, authorities say the situation remained calm as the accused appeared before the High Court sitting near the crime scene. Our reporter Ivan Kahwa was on the ground and now reports.
There was a heightened joint security presence in Gaba Machinde division as residents gathered to witness the trial of Christopher Okello Onyum, the prime suspect in the murder of 4 toddlers all below the age of 3. Along the main road, police, army and military police were heavily deployed, with patrol vehicles and motorcycles conducting surveillance and regulating traffic flow.
Security itambula n'emitima gy'abantu. Security tulina okubeera nayo kubanga nze nalaba kuba naliwo wenyini enjiganga yakagwa bwiti nga naye abantu tebannaba bakwala nga ffe bannayi batwaliwo naye tukalaba akasajja kakoziba kakwatawo kozi ati n'abantu tebannaba kuyala poliisi tennajja.
Security gye bawadde omutemu yo tetegeereke balinga abaleese omukungu.
We nange nfunyemu okutya ku lw'ensonga eno security nga y'amaanyi nnyo.
Yes, our presence here is to give security to ensure that there is no lawlessness and violence. Yes, that is our main aim here.
Military police checkpoints were mounted at strategic areas, while other personnel were positioned at top-storied buildings to monitor the situation. Due to the heavy security presence, the situation remained calm. Businesses continued to operate normally as residents eagerly awaited the trial, hoping for justice for the families who lost their children.
Nobanga tewazaarako ng'oli muzadde amazima era kyali kiruwaasa amazima ng'owulira nze naye emiziga yampitamu sijja kukulimba kubanga omwami oyo yatuyisa bubi nnyo ku nsonga y'okutugumbula abaana baffe naye tusaba gavumenti emusalire omusango gwe nnyini nga bwe gulina okubeera okusinziira ku kye yakola watali wadde omusaasa.
While the security was heightened in the area, the numbers outside the crime scene were manageable. However, accessing the premises where the trial was taking place required one to present an access card.
Tusaba tumanye lwaki bagabye kaadi nga tebatugambye ffe ng'abatuuze b'eggaba kubanga naffe abasinga tubadde twetaaga otuukawo.
Waliwo abantu okulola mukulembeze waliwo benjogedde nabo beemulugunya tebafunye bukaadi mwakozesa criteria ky'okulaba
nti ekugambye nti kyabadde kizibu nnyo okugabira ekyalo abantu bonna abantu bangi.
Ensuring that whoever accesses the place is well checked in order to access the place. Yes, this is done to ensure safety, to have a secure process such that no one is attacked, such that everything is well.
At around 10 a.m., the presiding High Court Judge Alice Komuhanji arrived at the premises near the scene of crime under tight security. Moments later, police and Uganda Prisons escorts brought in Christopher Okello, also under heavy guard. Residents had already gathered under a tent to follow the proceedings while others watched the trial on television from nearby locations. However, the mood shifted when Okello pleaded not guilty to all 4 counts of murder.
Mr. Okello, is it true Okay, I have entered a plea of not guilty on count 1.
Kubanga ekintu kye yakola tekikola mu nkukutu yakikola ng'eseera abantu n'abatta nga bantu balaba ne yamukwata gyali kibiki gye bamuwoze ebyo.
N'olw'ensonga eyo Pulezidenti Museveni bw'aba owulira ensonga zino nkugamba ekintu kirimu nti ekintu kye walagira tebakufera nti batuuta omusajja mu bantu omuntu bamutuute mu kasenge kaabwe eyo teri batuuze baliyo.
We are going to contain the situation. However, we appeal to the public to remain calm and exercise peace. That is all we call for as the court proceedings continue.
Nange mulingi musajja muzadde naye omusajja oyo balabadde bamutuwa buwi ntumulya bunyama ntumutta bussi kuba abaana abo gavumenti ennamba gy'obosse.
Newankubadde yeegaanye naye kkooti yeekyatuula.
Tetusobola kugumiikiriza ekitunga ekyo naawe kyolabirako ddala obubi bwe tulina. Nange ndi musajja muzadde nyina abaana kubamu akafaananyi nti abaana nga bange ŋŋanze singa baba bakoze ekintu ng'ekyo kiraba mugumiriza ki bwe mba sobola okuba nga nnina nga ndabira ddala ddala ng'omusajja bamuzeeno bamuzeeno naye ng'oyo akyusa.
Security personnel later dispersed sections of the crowd who had begun expressing frustration in front of journalists. Ivan Kahwa, UBC.
Still on that story there now, of course, you've already seen that the prime suspect in the killing of 4 toddlers at Gaba Children Development Center, Christopher Okello Onyum, has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of murder. He was appearing before High Court Judge Alice Komhanji Kauka. Okello told court that he understood the charges preferred against him, but denied responsibility for the gruesome killings of April the 2nd. Now, the mobile court of the murder case took place at Gaba Early Childhood Development Center. Justice Komhanji asked the prime suspect how he pleads to the first count of murder. Okello Onyum replied in American accent, not guilty.
Do you mean, my lord, to ask me for the plea?
Sorry?
Do you mean, my lord, to ask me for the plea?
Sorry?
The plea?
You want to speak to your lawyers?
Yeah, yes,
Please.
just 1 minute, please.
Mr. Okello, is it true?
No, my lord. I plead otherwise.
We are in court. Could we please have some peace and calm? Is it true?
I plead not guilty, my lord.
You plead not guilty. Okay, I have entered a plea of not guilty on count 1.
And of course, his response drew audible shock from the members of the public who had turned up in large numbers to witness the mobile court session with most booing Okello. Now, the court presided over by Judge Alice Komhanji Kauka cautioned the crowd to maintain decorum during reminding them that the proceedings were a formal court sitting. Prosecution, led by Chief State Attorney Jonathan Mwaganya and Ms. Anne Chiza, presented a piece of evidence that had been agreed upon by both prosecution and defense. Among the evidence administered are 4 post-mortem reports detailing the causes of the death of the 4 children, which was conducted by Dr. Katongole Abdullah. Prosecution presented 5 witnesses, among them 4 parents of the deceased children who narrated to court of how they got to know about the news for the gruesome death of their children. Witness number 6, Namutebi Febe, a caretaker at Gaba Early Childhood Development Center, narrated to court how she first came into contact with Okello, who she said wanted a placement at the school. Namutebi told court that Okello came for the second time to register a child in the name Zueriel Onyum, paying 190,000 shillings and promised to bring the child the following week. Now, according to Namutebi Febe, 4 children were murdered on spot by Okello. Chief Judge Alice Komanji Kauka had adjourned the case to the 15th of April 2026 for close examination and further hearing of more witnesses. And that is a developing story, and definitely UBC TV will be there to bring you everything as it unfolds in court. Moving on now, the Vice President, Jessica Alupo, has urged newly elected members of Parliament from the ruling National Resistance Movement, NRM, to adopt disciplined lifestyles, warning against the dangers of extravagance and unsustainable borrowing. Alupo was speaking on the 7th day of the ongoing NRM Leaders Retreat at the National Leadership Institute, Changkwanzi, alongside officials from the IGG's office, who also urged MPs to uphold integrity and improve the quality of debate.
The newly elected NRM members of Parliament in Changkwanzi, the Vice President, urged them to adopt disciplined lifestyle, warning against the dangers of extravagancy and unsustainable borrowing.
For the case of the young legislators and also the new members of Parliament in general, I would like to advise them using my small experience I have had in the Parliament and also in the Cabinet. First, they should live within their means. They are now VIPs and they should control their expectations. They should continue working with the population the way they have been working with them before they became members of Parliament. They should also exercise financial discipline.
She also advised the legislators to remain grounded despite their new status and responsibilities and to keep in constant touch with their constituents.
They should plan well and avoid unnecessary borrowing, which may lead them into debts which are not sustainable. But I look forward to working with all of them, and I thank His Excellency the President for the opportunity to give all of us a 1-week retreat to interact and know each other.
She acknowledged that the retreat is important in shaping the mindset of the new legislators to enable them perform their duties better.
Considering the topics that have been taken through, the members of Parliament have been taken through, I am very confident that the members of Parliament have, especially the new ones, have now acclimatized themselves with the kind of level of debate that they are expected to discharge in the Parliament.
Meanwhile, the Deputy IGG, Dr. Patricia Achan Okiria, urged legislators to uphold integrity and improve the quality of debate in Parliament.
Integrity is about having loyalty, being committed and supportive. Are you committed and supportive to those people who are counting on you? Integrity also means good thinking, good judgment, thinking critically, acting fairly, and making sound decisions. Members of the 12th Parliament, we out there have had issues with the quality of debates in Parliament. Can you improve the quality of debate? Can you do a little more research? Can you think critically? Can you bring, vibe in the House?
The chairperson of the Leadership Code of Tribunal, Rose Karugonjo Segawa, called upon the leaders to observe the Leadership Code of Conduct.
The Leadership Code of Conduct is a shield that protects your integrity and dignity. And as my sister, Dr. Patricia said, it sets the minimum standard of behavior and conduct expected of every leader and public officer in this country.
The Chankwanzi retreat will officially be closed on Tuesday by President Yoweri Museveni. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Chankwanzi.
For that story there, and of course we do know that you'll be there tomorrow to give us the closing ceremony of that retreat there. To the August House now, where Parliament has raised a red flag over the sudden increase in prices of some commodities. The Parliamentary Committee on Finance has questioned the rapid rise in prices, warning it could trigger inflation. The Private Sector Foundation of Uganda told members of Parliament that the surge is a result of global disruptions in fuel prices. However, this explanation, according to the MPs, holds no water. Take a watch.
The Parliamentary Committee on Finance has opened its doors to collect views from sections of the public on the proposed tax measures for the financial year 2026-2027.
All these interests can be put under one umbrella.
The Private Sector Foundation of Uganda spent the better part of Monday at Parliament presenting its position on the tax proposals. PSFU expressed dissatisfaction with the annual tax changes, noting that they destabilize crucial long-term investments whose returns take time to materialize.
If this could be done at least in a period of 3 to 5 years, it allows for predictability, especially for sectors which have a long-term gestation period to realize returns on investment.
The private sector also benchmarked the excise duty proposals, opposing the planned increase of tax on fuel by 200 shillings. They further objected to reforms on the digital stamp system, arguing that the changes could heavily burden the manufacturing sector.
On average, manufacturers, for instance, within the beverages sector, they spend about $3 to $7 million on an annual basis just to be able to comply to paying excise in buying these stamps. So, Chair, our proposal has been if the cost of these stamps could significantly be brought down to enable flexibility of these manufacturers.
Government has proposed increasing the pay-as-you-earn threshold from 235,000 to 335,000 shillings. While PSFU welcomed the move, it requested a revision of the proposed tax band, suggesting that the 30 to 40% rate for those earning above 10 million shillings be adjusted to apply from 17.4 million shillings.
By then, when the law was enacted in 2012, many people who were earning 10 million were very few. Actually, people who were earning 10 million were quite lower compared to the current number. So most of the organizations currently are paying above 10, 20, 30. So we think that if someone is getting 10 million, is going to face the 40%. Why can't this be adjusted to 17.4 million so that there are still more disposable income, which will be able to be picked from the other side of excise duty and VAT, which has been done.
Some MPs expressed concern over the already rising prices of commodities on the market, despite the tax regime still being under consideration.
The Ministry of Energy has recently said that the Ugandan companies who are involved in importation of fuel or dealing in fuel should not increase prices. But ever since this bill was presented, the palm prices have actually gone up. Not because of Strait of Hormuz, because our government-to-government arrangement.
Yes. So when you look at all the commodities that are in this excise duty bill, the prices have already gone up. And the argument from the traders, they claim they are getting a price increment from the factories, because they are saying the factories have, all the factories have increased that are dealing in these commodities. So I think
PSFU acknowledged the situation but attributed it to global shocks in fuel prices. However, MPs found this explanation unconvincing.
the reaction in the market had been there, but because people heard of this tax increase, they tend to interpret or speculate that the slight increase that is there at the pump is a result of this tax. But I would want to think it's as a result of the global trend, because even, for instance, countries like the United States, which only imports about 2 to 5% of their fuel from the Strait of Hormuz, they have had about 13% increase in the pump prices.
Daniel Mugoya, Greg Gutabinji, UBC News.
News tonight takes a short break, but we'll be returning with much more.
When you don't use Momo, you are forced to quarrel.
Mama, balance?
Eh?
Mama, abantu abakuluma atandisa obuyayi sente dange ninzadde kolera ngobi nakolera sente dange.
Save yourself from quarreling. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
New Life Present and Church, Mombasa, Kenya, welcomes you to a conference of summoning the Holy Spirit, breaking certain bonds and moving in the Lord, slated 25th, 26th April 2026 at Mbali's grounds. Come receive and witness miraculous powers of the Lord as you meet his servant, Pastor Ezekiel, a man of prophecies.
Jesus!
New steps, new year, begins with a decision to attend a mega conference slated 25th, 26th April 2026 and tap into the powers of the Almighty, emboldened by the word of deliverance from Pastor Ezekiel. Are they dark spirits, witchcraft, dark altars endangering your soul? Come, so Jesus sets you free from 25th, 26th April 2026, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, call 0776 270 010 or 0701 277 547.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution, or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone, or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206-400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
When you don't use Momo, you get insulted by strangers. Save yourself from insults. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. Stakeholders attending a Financial Intelligence Authority training are calling for targeted policy reforms to strengthen the fight against financial crimes. The participants cite corruption among some government officials as a major setback.
My honor to officially declare this workshop open. Thank you very much for good and my country.
The Financial Intelligence Authority has convened a three-day training bringing together key stakeholders to strengthen the fight against financial crimes in Uganda's mining sector. The training is aimed at equipping participants with knowledge and skills to prevent and detect financial crimes, particularly those linked to mineral trades.
Specifically, it was noted that significant money laundering and terrorism financing risk exists for dealers in precious metals and stones, as there has been a significant increase in illegal and informal gold mining activities in the country, fraudulent schemes related to gold trading, as well as smuggling of the same mineral from neighboring countries, which drains significant revenues. This therefore calls for concerted efforts to build the capacity of key stakeholders to prevent, detect, and disrupt such activities through effective parallel financial investigations and prosecution of these crimes.
The government is also responding to emerging financial crimes driven by technology, where large sums of money are increasingly being channeled into virtual assets.
This assessment findings showed that criminals increasingly using virtual assets to move significant value, particularly due to the anonymity features of these crypto assets, cross-border nature, as well as speed of transfer associated with these technologies.
Police have raised concerns over rising cases of money laundering within the mining sector, especially involving high-value minerals such as gold and diamonds.
Cases every day they increase, especially due to increasing prices for mineral products worldwide, especially gold prices. Over recent gold prices have increased and they keep on increasing, so cases also keep increasing.
Gold is particularly vulnerable to being used for money laundering due to its high value, easy transportation and limited traceability.
Stakeholders are now calling on government for targeted policy interventions to address persistent challenges in the sector, including corruption, limited technical capacity, inadequate resources, and weak interagency. Story compiled by Regan Ahumza for UBC News.
Total Energy
has helped our groups. They support us to be trained in different skills like tailoring, bakery, and catering. We now have friendship and we can get loan. That loan can help us stay at home to pay school fees. So we thank them for giving us that skills and knowledge.
What I've liked most about Total Football is like they don't segregate, because other companies they would maybe favor boys. Total is at least bringing both teams, therefore they are promoting gender equality in our society. We even had a dream like to form our team called the Total Energies.
I thank Total so much. What you have done has given them encouragement, strength, and power.
Welcome back from that break. Let's have a look at sports news now, and we are looking at football. Former Uganda Cranes and Sports Club Villa midfielder Stephen Bengo is playing an active role in mentoring the national under-17 team as they intensify preparations for the 2026 Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations in Morocco, set for May the 13th to June 2nd. The team is in residential training as coaches evaluate players ahead of the final squad selection. Despite being drawn in a challenging group alongside the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Cameroon and Senegal, Bengo remains optimistic with confidence in the team's potential to compete at the highest level.
Talking about the camp, our camp is good. We are doing well now. At least we have played some friendly games and we won all of them. Most recently on Saturday we had a game where we won 6-0. The good score and the performance was good. We're also working hard. So we had some problems, the injuries, like 2 injuries, Mohozi, Kawoya, but Kawoya today came back in training. Mohozi is also soon coming back. Talking about the group is a bit tight, but we are also working hard to be at the top level. Be at the top level where we can compete, and our goal is to qualify to the World Cup. Also, we want to make our country proud. I can talk about the time remaining to go to the tournament. It's like 1 month. So I think in 1 month we can be fixing some things, because we are at least somewhere, but we are not yet there. We are not yet there yet where we want to be. So at least a month is better for us to fix ourselves. By the time we reach there, we'll be good to go.
And that story brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Do remember that our second and final edition of the day comes your way at 10 p.m. From me and on behalf of the entire news crew, it's good night for now. But do remember that up next here on UBC TV is the front bench with Jethro Kasaiji, who is on standby in the auditorium. Jethro, over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Rukidi. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the front bench. My name is Jethro Kasaiji. Tonight, beyond restocking what will truly transform northern Uganda will be our topic tonight, and that will be our center of focus. The government has done a number of initiatives to transform northern Uganda, but what has been achieved so far? I do understand areas of Lango, Teso, Acholi have to receive about 5 million shillings each household as a way of ensuring they do thrive from the poverty levels, but also to use those as a step to ensure that they do get something to survive, but also to develop their families in one way or another. Government did put aside about 76 to 80 billion. That is money. That money is going to be used to be given to these different households in the northern Uganda, but also those that come from Acholi, Lango, and Teso. What has been achieved? Those are questions I will be putting to the ministry officials from the office of the Prime Minister. I do have the pleasure to have the Honourable State Minister of Northern Uganda, Honourable Dr. Kenneth Omona. Good to have you on the show, Honourable.
Thank you very much, and a very good evening to all our viewers.
Thank you. I also do have the Permanent Secretary from the Office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Alex Kakoza. Good to have you on the show, PS.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers.
Well, I also do have the Principal Economist, Mr. Horace Bashaija. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers.
Well, all the programs creating dependency or resilience, these are some of the things we shall be understanding tonight. All our different radio stations will be live on this very particular show. We are streaming live on YouTube and also on our X. 0709 602592 is our WhatsApp number. Keep your questions, comments coming in at a later time on the show. I will sample some of them. I am Jethro Kasaiji. It's time for Unity.
Oh, Uganda.